Okay, guys. Noah, what does it mean? No assholes here. But how can we not be assholes when we only think about ourselves? Yes, I made a lot of money by helping other people to make money. But we cannot be ignorant to the fact that we have more problems today than in the past. And that drives me crazy. Because at the end of the day, digital is given to us to save problems in the world. We have online elections which are not used. We have products to replace plastics which are not used. But most importantly, people are suffering. And I'm going to a conference in a social entrepreneur. His name is Salam. He comes from Moldavia, moved to Copenhagen with his family, and saw refugees drowning in Greece. He said that's not something he can live with. Took his car and drove down there, quite a long way from Copenhagen to Lesvos. And 2 hours later, he saved the first children from drowning. Today, he runs the largest children mother center in the world for refugees, 1,700. He himself was locked away by the government, the Greek government, for rescuing people because they didn't want to give people the impression that they're being taken care of. He called me today. We became friends over the summer through lots of different coincidences. And I heard his story. And I was like, wow, the guy gave up everything for strangers. And it's getting even worse. The people who he's helping, some of them are throwing stones at him because they don't believe that women should dance or sing. That's the Muslim side, unfortunately. And he's still there, and they locked him away, and he has lots of problems to fight with. And, you know, we know these things from the media, right? But when you get close to someone who helps on the other side of the equation something, you get inspired. And we at NOAH, we are a platform, and we connect capital with entrepreneurs. But what if some of our investors who are coming to NOAH don't want to make more money? If these are family offices who are getting grilled by their children when they're coming home and ask their parents, okay, we have 12 houses, 40 cars, we are very rich. What do you guys do for the environment? And that's our new product, Changemakers.Global. A conference we will launch next year in Zurich in September because we have the existing technology. Where do you go today to find good people? We used to have telephone books. At Lehman Brothers, I worked on Yellow Pages deals more than anything else. We don't find them because for us, it's not something we think about on a daily basis. But to save the world is a lot of fun. I became an activist in July, part-time, I have to admit, because I have also some ex-wives and responsibilities and children. Nevertheless, it's a start, okay? And we want to encourage all of you to not only think about the obvious, but also think about the things you don't see. And we had Human Rights Watch at our Casa Noah opening a few weeks ago. And I thought the world is getting a better place. It's not. We have 60 million refugees now in camps, and we are going to have 280 million, according to Human Rights Watch, in a few years. They say 2 to 3. What's going to happen then? Let's ask Salam. Now it's getting very interesting. Unplug it and plug it again. Okay. Is it working? No.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. We have never done a live thing. His business model is, hey, Salam, I just told them your story. I don't know if they hear you. Let me see if I make this probably. Can you say something? We see if we hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Anyone here, Salam? Okay, I told them a little bit your story, but I think it would be super nice if you say something, yeah, how it all started, and most importantly, we know you went to the European Parliament twice, but we also know that after these meetings, nothing happened whatsoever. So tell us a little bit where you came from, what problem you solve, and how we can help you.
So I'm going to do it very short. My name is Salam Aldeen. I saw Alan Kurdi September 3rd September 2015. And 2 days after, I arrived on Lesvos Island. Came for 1 week just to help and wanted to go back again. But that 1 week was September 2015. So I was a lifeguard, I was saving lives in the sea until the Greek government, the port authorities, the Coast Guard arrested me in the middle of the sea on January 14th at 3 o'clock in the night for human trafficking when I was saving lives in the sea. They didn't want us to save them. They didn't want us to help them. They wanted these people to drown so no more people will come from Turkey. So I was accused for that, and I couldn't leave the country for 2 years. I was not in jail, but I was in jail in Greece, like couldn't leave the country for 2 years. And last year I won the case against the government, and I continued my work. I built a women and children's center here next to Moria camp, where I am right now. The Moria refugee camp is one of the world's worst refugee camps.
So it's built for 3,000 people, or you have 18,000 people there or something, right?
We have almost 15,000 people. And there's arrivals every day. There's boats coming from Turkey every single day.
And if you look at the support you get, I believe it's a few DJs and crazy people like me, right? There's no government, there's no NGO. They are just like some amateurs like me and a few people from other places helping you, no? Team Humanity is like your own organization. What I find so worrying is, you know, we have such an amazing life, and there are some other people who have absolutely no life. I mean, my grandfather was in Auschwitz for several years, and when I heard the story that you got arrested for saving lives, it reminded me what happened to the people who were hiding Jews while they were prosecuting them. This is unacceptable. When you went to the European Union, to the Parliament, what did they say about your story? Because I listened to the one from last year, and it was mostly about paragraphs and legal things. It was absolutely inhuman. But what are the reactions you're getting for the work you do from the officials, from the NGOs?
There is no help.
None.
There is nothing. I'm alone. You see, I have a women and children's center, and that provides a shelter, like a place, a safe place for them for a few hours in a day where over 1,600 women and children can come. And the government is trying to close me down, came to me and said I have a hygiene problem. I don't have a hygiene problem at all. Moria camp is a hygiene bomb. And what's going on right now here, you can't imagine. I want to really show you how people living in Europe. This is Europe and this is refugees. We're talking about small newborn babies, small children living in a summer tent. When it's freezing in the cold, you can see I have a jacket right now. I'm freezing. And imagine they're sleeping in summer tents without any heater or anything. This is our lovely Europe. And the governments, they don't care. Especially like the big organizations, there is nothing from them, no help.
Would be a great excuse for the Brits to say why they do the Brexit, no? Not to identify themselves as the European Union like that. But before we get too system critical, why don't you show us some images?
Okay, I will show you now. Just let me go walk here and I will show you. So this is tents. As you see, this is tents. Let's start with this tent here. Excuse me, Salam Alaikum.
Good morning.
Hello. Let's This is a small tent for 2 people. Let's see how many people there are. Hello? How many people live here? 3 people. This is their home. This is their home. Look at this. This is their home. They have a kitchen inside. This is the people. This is a woman with 2 children alone. Let's go next.
And the crazy
Let's
thing
go
is,
next.
this is permanent, right? This is
Yes,
not like
this
an
is
interim
also-
transit
No,
type
this
of
is-
situation.
yes.
This is
This-
the next, yeah, I guess.
This is where they live months. Look at this. This is 2 families in one tent. 2 families. So this is a family. This is their place here, and this is another family. This is their place. Look, this is what they owe. This is their home, and this is their home for many years. Look at this child here, freezing. You see? Here you go.
What is the temperature in Lesvos right now?
I don't know. I think it's 14 degrees, 15. Let me show you more. Let me go here. What is this? Let me come. How I'm gonna get inside here? Okay. Look at this place here. Look at this place here. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Okay. Look at this child here, trying to get out. Look. This is a small baby living in summer tents. This is their house. This is their home. Hello. This is their home. Look at this. This is a big family. She's nafar. 5 people living here. This is their home. This is the only place. And there's 3 families living in like this tent. 3 families. It's a kitchen, it's a living room, and it's a sleeping place.
Okay,
Let's go.
you reached out to me twice, once, well, we spoke obviously a lot more than that, but you reached out to me when you got raided by the Greek police, and today
Yes.
you reached out to me, and I told you I have a conference, I can't speak to you, and then I thought, you know what? This is such an important topic, why don't we do it in front of everyone?
Look at this. This is a newborn baby. This is a newborn baby. Look, this is a newborn baby living in like these conditions. Look at this. When it's raining, this will fall down. And there is water all over this place. This
Yeah.
is a newborn baby, and this is
What
how
a
it is. And I
great
can
European
continue.
Union we have. So Salam,
This is
tell me,
Europe.
what are the
Yeah.
issues now, and how can we help? Because we know that it's very urgent, right?
It's really bad here right now. The winter is coming. The winter is coming. Let me explain you something. When it's going to be winter, just a second. Look at this. Look at this. This is 2 families. This is 1 family living in this place. I think it's 1 meter by 1 by 1 or 1 by 1.5. This is how small it is. So, let me explain you. The winter is coming. The winter is coming right now. And the rain starts. When the rain starts, you know how it is. In 2016, 5 men lost their life because of hypothermia. In that time, we didn't have children. There was no families in the camp. Right now, we have almost everybody here is a family with women and children. This was in 2016. We are in 2019 and didn't improve anything. It got worse. And if it's gonna be raining, let's say next week, like it said, and they're raining for 6-7 days. You see, we people, when it's rain, we can go home and change our clothes. Where are these people gonna go? They don't have a home. And if European Union cannot fix this problem, then why do we have European Union? Why does it exist? And that's the biggest problem. I am here every single day trying to help people, but I'm alone. I'm a small organization. I'm getting 200 euro, 500 euro, 1,000 euro, 200 euro to survive. People like you, people like others, like good people out there, donating their private money to me and give it to me and say, here, this is for this, this is for this. Every time I get the money, I go buy things. I go, oh, I need emergency. There was a fire. I needed to buy blankets because I have 400 women and children sleeping in my center. This is how it is. And you know, that hurts me a lot that this is Europe and we don't have big organizations to handle this.
And the crazy thing is the amount of money needed to help is not big, huh? You were mentioning something like 20,000 euro. You know, they have charity dinners with caviar on the 5th Avenue, and they cannot send 20,000 to help. Now, let's talk a bit structural about the refugee situation. The ones who are coming, they have absolutely no perspective. The European Union keeps them in there for a long time and then they send them to other places, or?
They are staying here until they get the papers. Some of them gonna be maybe rejected for asylum. I think it's a computer that says yes, no, because there is so much work. You see, the problem here is that some people are staying. I have people here that stayed for 1.5 years now waiting to get out from the island. You see, island is like a jail. If they don't have the black stamp in the papers, they cannot leave the island. Even they are in Europe and even it's Greece. They need the black stamp so they can leave the island and they can go to the mainland. The problem is right now, there is so many refugees, vulnerable people. I have people with cancer. I have people who lost their children in the sea. There is a lot of things. You know, there is rapes every single night. There is a woman screaming in the night. There is every single night. And she can't go to the police because when the police are arresting them, they bring them to the police station, and the day after, he's back in the camp. This is how it goes. If you stab somebody, you go to jail. One day, the second day, you're back. There is no system. This island is like a devil island. There is no system at all. And these people, some of them are stuck for 1 year, some of them for 1.5 years, and some of them get deported. I seen right now a lot of rejection on their asylum papers. And
So how long are you planning to be there? You're now there for 4 years. I understand you gave up your own family. You're now in Lesvos. I mean, how is this going to continue, and what can we do to help? We are obviously raised some money already, but there's probably more we can do, no? Shall we send clothes?
When you save a child in the sea and you give it to the mother you just saved, and the mother get that child back, that feeling, no money in the world will give you that feeling. And you can't just go turn around and go back to your life how you used to live before. So for me, I can't change my life anymore. This is my life, and I'm going to help for the rest of my life. I'm going to do this. And what I need right now, I need support, I need donations, I need to let's say, we need blankets, we need to buy blankets, we need to buy sleeping bags because more arrivals coming, the winter is coming. We need to keep our center alive. There is a lot of things. You know, there is a lot of emergencies. Right now, people get cash cards from UN, but it's next year. They will get the money first in 6 months. So how are they going to survive for 6 months? Depending on the food that comes from the army, with insects, with disgusting things, this is what it is right now here.
No.
And like I said, we are getting help from private people. We don't have big organizations or foundations that helping us. No.
United Nations, you mentioned earlier in your text messages you asked me if I know somebody at the UN, and I said yes.
Yes.
So
yes.
What can the UN do, or how can we...
I asked you because of one thing. I have a family of 6, 4 small girls, a mother and a small son. The father died. They took him to a house in Athens. The house was full with bed bugs, insects, cockroaches, everything. You couldn't just clean it away. You have to take all the wood out from the floor and fix the problem. They said, or you take it, or you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose the money and everything. This family couldn't even be there for 1 minute because the cockroaches was crawling around. I went there and I told them, let's go back to Lesbos. We came back to Lesbos, and for 1.5 months now, they've been living in my center, and the UN saying, oh, next week we will find out the solution, next week we will find the solution, and they didn't find out anything. Today, I got enough. They said to me, yeah, but they shouldn't have come back. They should have stayed in their house. I said, dogs, not even dogs. I feel sorry for dogs if they're going to sleep in that apartment for 1 minute. So this is the problem right now, and, you know, I think there is a lot of things going on right now here, and people are very secretly with everything. Like, they're hiding things. And I don't hide things. I show these things. I want to show the world what's going on. I want to show the Europe that this is humans, like me and you. We're all refugees in one way. And you know what? One day, the history is going to change, and we're going to run. We're going to run for our lives because maybe there's going to be war in Europe, and we're going to reach Africa or other places to get help. And then we'll beg for someone to help us. And this is what we have to realize. The history is going to change like it changed before.
Salam, with that, I want to say thank you. And we want to have you in Zurich in September next year, where we are going to bring solutions, not just observing the symptoms of a failed system, but we are going to bring solutions and we are going to work on that with all the creativity, relationships, and passion we have to save people. You're my hero. Thank you, Salam.
Thank you so much, Marco. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was a little sneak preview. It's not just about ROI or IRR or EBITDA, or at the end of the day, it's about being proud of being human and not just a great business person. Thank you so much. On that happy note, I see you tomorrow. Enjoy some networking drinks, and if you want to talk about Changemakers.Global with us, we are open for everyone and everything, and everyone will get access to our platform to help. Thank you so much.